Can you dig it? Hello, everyone. Oh, what a lovely, gorgeous evening it is. I'm just going to quickly say hello to Jordan Verando. First time I've seen you here, so welcome. But welcome everybody else to the very 8th episode of Waterdeep Mallrats Dragon Heist. Exactly, and I am so happy that you guys are all here with us instead of going to the pub on a sunny day. That really means a lot to me.
Rob, however, did go to the pub on a sunny day, joining us live from an undisclosed London location, Beer Garden. It's Rob Thompson.
Hey,
Rob Thompson.
What's going on? It's packed in here, guys. It's packed.
You actually look like you're in like Ibiza or something.
Yeah, mate, I want to be at his set, seriously.
Although in Ibiza, in the sun, still in a black hoodie. Nerd.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Represent. No one's talking to me. All right, keep dancing.
Oh, it's so good. Well, I hope everybody at home is also very well, like they're on holiday in Ibiza. Please say hello on the chat, just so that we can see the roll call and see that you're here. If you're looking in the back, Fizzlekins is here. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Exactly. We've got Alex is here. Mwah, mwah. GP Daz is here. Mwah, mwah. Bevins is here. Mwah. Berg's here. Mwah. Everyone is here. I do know, though, however, that Mama Thorpe will not be joining us this evening.
Oh.
But we're gonna do a watch party. I'm gonna do a watch party with her this week and then watch it together, which would be lovely.
Oh, nice.
I know, Ferg. I know. Oh, I turned into a plug and I'm back again. So, but yeah, if you are in the background and you are lurking, feel free to stay there and have fun. But we do have a really lovely community here, so do say hi, and I'm sure that you'll be welcome in, just as Jordan has been.
I've just seen as well, Red Panda Gamer is here, and I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it yet, but Red Panda Gamer did us something pretty damn special over on the Discord. Should we talk about that?
Oh, it's all right. We can pop up and show it when we get to play.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because we've got so many announcements, but if you do want to go and have a look at the lovely piece of work that Red Panda did for us over on Discord, I'm sure that they'll constantly say it's just a sketch. But it was very, very special to us, and we really appreciated it. But yeah, let's have a look and see how people are doing. Let's see how people are doing. Who wants to go first? I'm going to do that this time. Who wants to go first?
Ooh.
Evie's got the best face for it. How you doing?
Very well, thank you. I'm really enjoying the sun. I'm enjoying a little bit of normality. I went to a pub garden on Saturday and it was lovely. So that's nice. And yeah, I actually had I'm at the end of 2 weeks off because it was not half term. It was Easter. So I got back to college today and immediately started drinking. So there we go. But yes, I'm very, very well, thank you, Joe. I don't really have much to report apart from a positive outlook at the moment. It's nice. It's all good. It's all good. It's all breezy, you know? Breezy. We've got this, guys. We've got this. How are you, Joe? How are you doing?
I'm good. I've been doing some work in my garden this week. Did some bricklaying.
Yes.
More
garden stuff.
Exactly. Now my fire pit is complete. I've built it with bricks. Me and Bevins have put out all of the gravel out back as well. We managed to clear an area at the back of my garden, which is a whole room. So we've now turned that into a little lounge outside. So happy. So then now we're talking about what do we plant, what flowers do we do, because that's all the.
I think I'm headlining there in June.
Oh, you are? Yeah, I'm fairly sure you are. But yeah, it's been absolutely glorious. And then I've been playing a bit more of Days Gone this week. This week I have managed to kill my first hordes, which was literally my housemates hearing me scream as I was running away, firing backwards behind my shoulder. But that made me feel fantastic. So that's been really fun. And what else have I done?
You got a fresh haircut.
Got a fresh haircut.
Yeah.
So good.
Hang on. Which side is my hair on? that side. and there as well, it's just nice, and it's really nice and cooling. It's been really lovely. What else did I do? That was about it this week. It's just garden stuff.
Gosh.
That's good. That's a good week.
That's a well good week. So that's very, very good. But thanks for asking, Evie. So who's next? Who's next? Like everyone goes. I'm not gonna show my face now.
It's like being back at school, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, Sunshine Rob Thompson. How are you doing?
Sunshine Rob Thompson is good. Light side, dark side of the Zoom. I'm very well. I've got something to plug.
Whoa.
While we're here. And I've written a little script that Gabby, would you mind helping me with the script?
Yeah, I can help with it. Yeah.
I haven't sent Gabby the script, but we'll see how we go.
My day rate is $350 though, so
Cool.
filmed. So...
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Right.
Okay.
You heard it
Okay.
first.
Gabby, are you tired of drinking the same old boring drinks?
Yes.
Good. Do you long for alcohol that is both delicious and refreshing?
Yes.
Do you think it's possible for one man to single-handedly brew a selection of exciting new beers?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, you're wrong, Gabby, because it is possible.
Oh.
In fact, I have here 2 delicious beers from a good friend of myself and Gabby's. His name is Mark, and he has started a microbrewery in Hackney called Mammoth beers. They've got two cans selection right now of a pale ale and a double pale ale, twice the pale ale in here, and they're delicious. I'm drinking the double pale ale here. It looks like this in the sun. It looks like this out of the sun. And let me tell you, it's fantastic. I was supposed to send Dan Burman a link to it, but I got so caught up in writing a script that I forgot to do it. But I've done it now. There it is for you, Dan.
Lovely.
You can order these beers on the website if you like small businesses. He managed to make this brewery through lockdown, so it's a feat in itself. And apart from being delicious, if you want to support local businesses and breweries, then hit up Mammoth. If you want to drink it live in an actual pub, Gabby, I believe you have some of the locations.
Yes, thanks, Rob. Thanks, I do. If you want to drink it on draft, which is where me and Rob tried it, and we got to go and see the brewery, which is mad because I've never been in one. But Mark started brewing beer in his uni halls, that he just figured out how to do it. But yeah, if you want to drink it on draft, you can drink the Twist, which is a
sour.
A sours, a rhubarb sours, which is actually so nice. I don't really like
so delicious
beer, but it's so flipping good. That's at Hackney Bridge Bar, which is in Hackney, and they do walking tables. You don't have to book. And also, if you would like to buy them in person in cans, you can get them from Bring Our Bottles in Crystal Palace, which is a cool wine and beer shop, and Yield N16, which is in Stoke Newington. So
nice.
North and South. Yeah.
Yep. Microbrewery, macro taste. That's not their tagline. But
should be.
Really, really, really lovely.
That was ridiculous.
It was so good. Like, if you ever need any adverts done, do give us a shout because we're really good at them.
Yeah.
But that was wonderful, and I definitely want to try and get some of those beers. And luckily, Crystal Palace is close enough for me to go down and get some, so that's quite
nice.
Yep, it's definitely we've had it's like Dragon's Den, but actual dragons from Alex Bell. Very, very
Hundreds
much
and
so.
thousands of actual dragons.
Exactly, and I think Daz wants to start doing comedy sketches. Well, it looks like can you do a news round sketch, but in D&D style next week? Yep, we can for sure.
That'd be good.
I can do well. I've just got myself a new green screen. I can put myself a little weather thing in the background. Just do.
Yes.
That's
sounds
great.
perfect. But you have to be like sat on a table or something.
Why do I have to be sat on a table?
Yeah, it's because they all sat on the table.
Yeah, I just have to have the hi.
That's a terrifying news round. Hi, children. Welcome to the news round.
Oh god, yeah, I remember news round. Yeah, I was thinking weather. I was thinking I was going to put the weather map on the back and just have a button that clicks and does nothing. Yeah, if we just like to over here, we've got a few souls promised here in Waterdeep and some cold fronts over in Winter's Crest. Yeah.
Really, really
Oh,
lovely.
we could do that for the thing.
We could.
There we go. There we go.
Really, really lovely. Just more work. Great, brilliant.
More
Thanks,
work.
Daz.
Oh, gosh.
This isn't work.
Yeah, trying to manage you four is definitely work for me.
I shall not be managed.
Shots fired.
Lovely. Well, I'm glad you're well, and I'm glad that you're drinking some nice beer. You've been playing anything this week?
Witcher. I finished the official game, and now I'm on to the expansions. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Anyone who's been following us knows my feelings on it. I've disappeared into a world of Witcher, and I'm only surfacing now as the sun's setting. So join me next week to see if I tan.
Okay, good. Lovely. Well, we'll go from there, and we'll go over to Gabby. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good, thanks. So I got an ice cream from the ice cream van downstairs, which I've been staring at loads. Do you remember
Nice.
Screwballs?
Yes.
And the ice cream man gave me 3 bubble gums. It was flipping the best ever.
Sounds so
Yes. That sounds fucking
good.
brilliant.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
was your week.
Well, that was my Saturday. The rest of the week, I've been out. Like I've been to a pub twice,
Yeah.
but in classic form, just had like 1 drink or 2, and then been like, "Bye, bitch! I can't afford £10." I mean, I've paid for my drinks. I didn't like run away, but like,
So good.
had one and been like, "Gotta go."
Nice.
Have you seen the videos online of people sneaking in booze into pubs through hand sanitizer?
Oh,
So just
genius.
pouring vodka into hand sanitizer bottles. You see people just they're sort of going like acting like they're about to like squeeze it into the hand and then just pouring the top off and like tropping up an orange juice.
Wow.
Away.
I mean, you don't want to like screw
I
that
don't
up.
know.
and
I don't know if that is.
accidentally-
Yeah, I don't know if that is actually the way, but it's a way for sure.
It's a way to not
A
spend
way.
money. Yeah.
Yeah. But
At
also the
school.
poor pubs. Poor little
Yeah.
pubs.
Yeah.
Well, especially if they're a little
Pubs.
local one.
Yeah. At school on sports day, we do you remember those body sprays? Not like deodorant, but body spray. We emptied all of our like body spray or whatever like the screw one, liquidy ones. We emptied them all out, washed them, and then put bottles of wine in them. And would literally on sports day like, obviously didn't get us drunk, but we were like 15-year-olds. Like,
Yep.
we're so fucking cool, drinking in school. It's not cool. Look where I've ended up. I can't even afford a
With
fucking ice
us.
cream. Don't do it.
Well-
If it comes to choosing between ice cream and a drink, though, it's got to be a screwball with 3 bubble gums.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever heard of anything better than that.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep. I do actually. While you were talking through there was a few things happening on screen. So I see that Mr. Jefford has helped us out, but there was one name on there that I did actually want to thank personally, which was Wolf Trophy, because right at the end of our last stream, they threw some cheers at us at the end, 400 cheers, and I just wanted to say thank you to that. Because I know that it was just missed off the end of the stream last week. So I want to say thank you very much to Wolf Trophy and all the gift subs that you did last week as well. I'd really, really appreciate that. So thank you. And sorry, Gabby. Yeah, just to quickly jump in. I just had to say that because I thought it was lovely.
It's fine. More interesting than anything I was saying, so don't worry.
No, it was not. It definitely was not. Good. Well, let's go to the last person on our list. Mr. Burman, how are you doing?
Hiya, how's it going? I've mostly been getting beaten up in the park this week.
Nice.
I've started.
Again,
Yeah, I've
for those
started
kids
taking,
back. Were
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They
Surely
were
they
like
should
really
be back
rowdy.
in school now.
I told you to
Well,
throw
you-
stones at them.
I tried, but they like sprayed a load of wine into their mouths, and it was like they'd just gone into rage or something. They just didn't like.
We up north.
Bad bitch.
Yeah.
It does. You've got to be careful for them.
Yeah, God, you said they should be back in school. Maybe they should be back with Evie. I think they were your students, Evie.
Oh, it sounds about right.
Oh, I
yeah.
see.
They were like,
I-
yeah, you sold Baggi's soul.
Yes. I paid them. I paid them to do that. 4 screwballs. You go beat up that man.
Yeah, go and beat up that man.
That's my kind
Yeah.
of teaching.
Mhm. Life experience. That's what that is. Life experience. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that you've just been beaten up then. I think that's a nice way of putting this. I'm glad that you've been
Yeah.
beaten up.
Yeah. Do you know, I might not even tell the real story now. I might just leave it at like, I've just been attacked by a load of college kids. hyped up on spraying the mouth wine.
Nice.
Yeah, I've had a lovely week. It's been great.
I'm really glad. Oh, I just see that Mark Jeffers has just been chatting as well. I'm going to say, Mark, our campaign has turned out to be very different from the module.
Yeah, chances are you have already overtaken us, man, based on what you told me.
Yep, and yeah, we are totally off story now.
Classic us.
Classic.
Module?
What module? Exactly. So yeah, so that's really good. But you've also been really busy this week, haven't you, Dan? Doing some bits and pieces.
Yeah, so I'm gonna follow the Rob Thompson rule of script making and hit you all with 3 questions.
I see. Do I have to answer?
I mean, you can all answer, and
Okay.
everyone in the chat if they like. Question number 1: Are you original?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you the only one?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you sexual?
Oh, that's a personal question, that one, really, isn't it?
Ooh,
I mean, it is a stream for mature audiences. It does say so at the start.
In that case,
then yeah,
yeah.
fuck yeah.
Amazing. So you and everyone are going to love our new Baxter Backlewright merch. We have Baxter Backlewright merch. Yes. So I will leave it to our wonderful Joe Thorpe to
Kapow.
reveal the front of the Baxter Backlewright merch. This is on limited edition. It's only going to be for 4 weeks, and all of the proceeds go to our In Real Life trailer fundraiser campaign. We've got tops, we've got hoodies, we've got mugs, and there's a little something for our regular viewers on the back. But that's all I'm going to say. We have also released our season 3 merch. So I see people are sort of starting to get a bit collectible with these. We've had the Black Star one, we've had the Sabotage one, and now we've got the season 3 Sabotage merch. If you want a row of mugs, I would love to see a picture of people with a row of mugs, because I've seen people who have bought a couple of different ones. Please send me a picture of your mug cabinet full of Sabotage mugs. That would be amazing. But we've also got, again, t-shirts with that. We've got a couple of little things in there. And if there's a design or if there's a product, something that you think that you might like, give us a shout and we might be able to put it on there for you. So that merch is going live at the break. And I'm so excited. Thank you so. And also, massive round of applause to Mr. Joseph Thorpe for incredible design work. Yes, very good. Very, very, very good.
Thank you. But yeah, so pop along on there. So I think we can put our little code in, and we should be able to do that at the break, and then you'll be able to go and have a look. At the break, as you'll be able to go and have a look at those things, and particularly have a look at the back, because they say, as Dan says, there is a little something for our Vips on the back. As a little thank you for all of your wonderful support. Great. Well, that's really nice. So I think that's kind of like what we're going to be talking about, like our announcements so far, because we've got some more announcements coming out a little bit later.
We're just so full of announcements.
Oh, I know. So yeah, so if there is any merch that you're interested in, pop it on the Discord. That'd be great to kind of see. And yeah, can I get the Discord link up? I'll do it later. We'll do the Discord link later. And we can sort that out. So
I'm on it.
You on it? You're on it.
No, didn't do it.
We'll do it later. I just don't want to open anything else on my computer unless it explodes.
I am on it. Carry on, Joe.
Okay, cool.
Pretend I'm not here.
Mr. Rob Thompson.
Hello.
So you write the script for that. That was great. Did you be able to write up what we did last week?
I did. I did, yeah.
Look at that. I can imagine you with two hands, like writing two things with two hands.
I did. I won't need Gabby's help for this, so Gabby, stand down.
Oh, wow.
I thought I did well.
Can't afford you.
No, you fucked that last question. The last question was clearly doesn't matter. Right. Last week. It's only a secret if it hurts to keep it. Last week's episode saw the ramifications of Pups' grave confession. Baggi locked herself in her room, went through her old diaries, and began to uncover the truth of what really happened back at the Cassalanters Institute for Unfortunate Children all those years ago. Big Phatts imparted some wisdom to a grief-stricken Pups and found out the limits that Pups was willing to go to right his wrongs. And true to form, Oshi took out her pain and anger on the unsuspecting citizens of Waterdeep as she lured a rough-looking local down a back alley and on to the end of her knife. Tensions rise and relationships fray. What will happen next? Find out today.
Ooh.
I like the little rhyme at the end.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
very, very nice.
Thank you.
There you go. Well, that was great. I mean, it was a very tense one last week. But I had a lot of fun. I don't know about you guys. It was great because I could literally
so much fun.
set up a scene and sit back, and it was really nice just to kind of let you guys do all the work. That was nice. I'm going to be a little bit like that as well because I'm a bit of a lazy one. Because I'll just let you guys crack on because you're so fucking brilliant at what you do. Just so you know, I've just popped on the Discord, new Discord link on there, so now you should be able to work. But yes, we had a lot of interesting things happen. I think if you have a look on our Facebook page, you'll see the highlights of Big Phatts, like dangling little Ricks. That was harsh, Rob.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
I had no intention of harming little Ricks. Phatts needed to know what Pups is willing to do.
That's true. That is
This
very,
is
very
what
true.
it will say in your child protection tribunal. When poor little Rix is traumatized.
Jesus. Imagine if this Dragon House turned into a fucking long legal dispute where Rick and his family.
Yeah, I can make that happen. That's fine. We could do that.
Okay, I found my story arc.
But yeah, I think it was really interesting.
I'll just do time.
I thought what was really lovely though was the way that you tried to then make a deal with Little Ricks and he did a deal back, which I thought was really nice. Sort of took you. It's only fair. But yeah, I mean, Pups, it's a lot to answer for, and I don't think it's really fixed. I think we left the last game as being an understanding. I think was the closest I think we can get to between you all, but not really anything being said. I think because we had Pups talking to Big Phatts, and and then you had Baggi and Oshi outside the kitchen, sort of listening in.
Having a little chat with little Rick about
the
filthier side of being a hero, or the not so like valor-filled side, the guts of it.
Yeah. And then of course having Baggi's doing her beautiful mind moment and sort of pulling everything together.
Oh, so good.
Which was so good. So I think we will jump straight in, if that's all right. We'll go from our usual montages and go from there. That sound good?
Nice.
Nice.
All right then. So, unless there's anything else anybody wants to say.
No.
All right.
No.
Okay. A tiny origami birdie flaps its wings as it glides around the streets of Waterdeep, hitting on the hot vents of the sewer and climbing up to climb over the top of the roofs as it flies from the North Ward all the way down towards the Trade Ward. As it lands and flies through a window of a great building, and it just says on the side of the building as it comes in, it has Waterdeep Gazette, as this little paper origami bird lands on a table. We see this halfling sort of look down on it, pop his coffee down. As he turns down and he opens up the piece of paper. As he sees him begin to read it, he folds it up, opens his diary, and writes in there, tomorrow, 2 p.m. And he writes another piece of paper, folds it into a paper bird, and flings it out of the window. Cut to.
In the dead of night, we see Pups scurrying from roof to roof. Normally, this is quite an easy task for him, but the mask is really affecting his vision and his depth perception. He seems almost frantic as he clutches a crudely scrawled hand-drawn map in his hand. As he's running, he takes a quick glance down to it and tumbles and falls and falls and falls, sort of hits the wall and then hits the ground, gets up, kicks the dirt, is about to turn around and go home, but takes a deep breath and climbs back up to the top of the roof, gets to the very end, and we see the Tower of Lord Neverember, where Pups sits and observes and watches and waits and learns. Cut to.
The Lord of Nessus, the raging fiend, the ruler of the 9 hells. He went by different names, but all who fought in the war knew him as Asmodeus. Soldiers would whisper that they had seen him on the battlefield. Men would awake, sweating and gasping for air, screaming that Asmodeus had visited their nightmares. Phatts had dismissed this as fear, nothing but nervous chatter from those living so close to death. But as Pups uttered the truth about the deal he had made, a chill slithered up Phatts' spine, a chill that felt all too real. Cut to.
What looks like a billowing cloud of smoke rises from massive dwarven hands just clapped together. Through what we see now is Flower is a teeny-wanty face with a brilliantly big smile cracking across it. A great laugh erupts as a handful of dough flies towards Tunk. Oshi grabs another handful and waves it threateningly while shouting, "You'll be bread! You'll be bread!" She suddenly notices the confusion spread across her best friend's face and instinctively knows she needs to reassure him. Not dead, Tunky. Bread. That's the joke. It sounds like dead, but really it's bread. She jumps and wraps an arm around his neck, pulling him into a huge hug. Tunky, you'll never be dead. Your heart is too good. She puts her lips on his temple and blows a huge squishy raspberry against his face while he fights to escape. Cut to.
We see Baggi walking down Black Star Lane on a actually surprisingly sunny day, and as she walks, the dust kind of flicks up from her feet. As she's walking, she drops out of a bag that she's holding a gold piece. She scrambles to pick it up and shoves it straight back into the bag and just looks over her shoulders to check that nobody saw. She makes her way down Black Star Lane. There's the general hustle and bustle as there used to be, and she heads into Dorrit Cromer's music shop. There, Dorrit directs her into a back room away from a satire, trying to buy a brand new saxophone. And they head into a back room. Dorrit takes the bag from Baggi, looks inside, and gives Baggi a bag that is full of lots of different golden types of musical instrument pieces. Dorrit looks into her bag, looks up at Baggi and says, "This is your best work." Cut 2.
As we see far, far north of the city in the field ward, a poor slum just outside the city walls, as we see a group of different species and genders and heights and sizes, all of them with a black tattoo down their arm. As they look across the room, across the street, they see another group of people, just 3 or 4 of them, each with an eye tattooed on their temple. As we see them rush towards, as they pull out bats and chains, as they run towards them, terrorizing the street around them. We go across the city, and we see over in the Sea Ward, very large, fat lord, as he goes to take his hat from a hat stand. And as he does, he trips suddenly and rips his hat. As he looks down at his hat, he goes, "Oh, blast it!" And he throws it onto the ground. As we go back up, as we go through to back to the newspaper stand, newspaper building, as we see the same journalist, as he closes his diary, and he goes over to the filing cabinet and pulls a small key, opens it up to see, pulls out a big file, as we see it flash across the side, Cassalanter. We then follow the momentum down through the floorboards, down underneath the city itself, until we get to a great and ancient door that we flow through like ghosts into a room full of hundreds and thousands of dragons. Good. So, I have a feeling, looking at last week, that Baggi, you were about to kind of enter into the kitchen to talk about something. Is that a right summarization? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That. Yes.
Samurai Station.
Samurai Station.
Yes,
that's the one. Good.
It was that indeed.
Good. So what are you doing again? So we've got Pups sort of doing his last section. Actually, Dan, would you mind just giving us a little summarize of what that last thing you said to Rix, and I think it was Big Phatts was there as well, as the two of you were in kind of the other room?
Yeah, sometimes it's not how the stories go, little Rick. Sometimes there's secrets and betrayals and people let you down. Heroes, sometimes they're not, might not be all it's cracked up to be, you know.
As we kind of swing out from the door frame, and we see that Baggi stood right against the wall, their head against the wall. And you look across and you see that. Actually, no, you've got your eyes closed. But what are you doing other than sort of standing there? Are you holding anything? Is there an emotional reaction?
I think she is probably clutching onto the diary that she had when she was at the Cassalanters. Kind of like a comfort blanket thing. And it's actually more kind of focusing on Pups at this point, I think, in a way, because what the news that she's about to deliver, she's had enough time to sort of realize and reflect on the fact they were kids when he made that deal, and what she's about to go and sort of say is going to be an added layer of like heartbreak, you know.
she kind of like, he finishes and you open your eyes. And as you open your eyes, you can smell the waft of tobacco. It's like smoked tobacco. But you know it's not cigar tobacco. As you look across and you see and you lock eyes with Oshi across the other side of the room. Oshi, through that speech, what were you kind of thinking or doing? Had you overheard that speech?
She was thinking about what she thinks makes a hero and knows that Little Rick's she shouldn't be a hero of Little Rick's after what she's done, and maybe with things that she finds so easy to do, she shouldn't be as hard on Pups for something he did when he was 8. But the hurt is still there from the secrecy. She knows she keeps lots of secrets from the family too.
Baggi, could you do a perception check for me, please?
Yeah. 1 second.
Do you want to use any of your advantages?
Oh, yes, please, actually. I think I got quite a few. It's a 20.
Great. As soon as those hands come up to smoke, you notice that there is like dried blood all inside the nails of Oshi and inside those sort of like the knuckle rings. Her hands are clean apart from you notice this tiny detail as she locks eyes with you from across the room.
I think I shouldn't have said something that I said before when I left. We're both in the same situation. Sorry.
And I think the door of the kitchen is open. So as you say that, I think Pups and Big Phatts, you're still in the kitchen, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah. You both kind of stop. And that's kind of what stops the conversation, is hearing Oshi in the other room. As you start coming towards Baggi.
The apology accepted. I mean, it's hardly the easiest news to digest, is it? I'm just glad that you're back. I was worried you'd be gone for a while.
I'm back. It's fine.
Where did you go?
Just to the pub.
Did you talk to anyone or?
Yeah, I got a sausage roll actually.
I feel as if Baggi wants to insight check that. It seems as if you're trying to read Oshi.
Yeah, very much. Insight.
And Gabby, do you want to do a deception check as well to see if you beat that number?
Well, she's not lying. She did get the pub and she did get a sausage roll.
But she asked the question, did you speak to anybody?
Well.
Okay, 16.
Oh, damn it.
You know that. I mean, you know that she's probably hasn't spoken to anybody, but you also know it's Oshi, and that she could lie her way through anything.
I never know. I never know.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Okay, carry
on. A lot of thinking. And I contacted someone who might be able to help us. I mean, I don't know if he'll be able to help us. Well, with the deal. I mean, not the deal. Can we talk to the others?
You know what's great about you, Baggi, is you actually think about stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, come on. We've got to go and talk to them.
And at that, Baggi glances down at Oshi's hands, gives her a look, and then goes into the kitchen.
Right, so go back to the kitchen. I'd love that this entire, like, we've got an entire mansion to explore, but yet we love the kitchen. It's like you've got to be in the kitchen at parties, right? So the party has to be in the kitchen. Like that's the way it is.
Yeah.
So you kind of come in and you see that Pups is sat on the floor. And I see what's Big Phatts doing? What's he doing at the
moment? He's desperately trying to assemble broken bits of the kitchen into some sort of useful utensils that he can use for cooking, but he is failing rather miserably.
As you kind of come into this small kitchen, you see, Pup sat on the ground, and you just hear this. God damn it! Get it!
Fucking shit!
As he's trying to get a soup spoon and kind of attach it to the whisks of the hand whisker to try and turn it into something. Because every time he puts it in, it just drops out. But he's trying to screw it in, so it's just sort of.
This is just a fucking spoon with a longer handle now.
As you throw it across the room and it like clangs against the wall as the guys sort of come in. So you just cling, cling, bing, 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 bing. And it sort of rolls and lands at your feet, Baggi.
She looks at it and looks at Big Phatts and just goes, maybe leave the fixing to me. That's a bit.
Excuse me.
Look, Phatts, it doesn't matter right now. Can we leave that? I really need to talk to Pups and Oshi and you and and she kind of looks over at little Phatts, little Rix, and is like, and you?
He's like, why should I be here?
Well,
I'm part of this family too. God, I hate you all! And he like throws his cup on the floor and like storms out of the kitchen.
Oh no!
Little Rix. Oh fuck.
I mean,
what there is an upside to all this bad news that Pups has just told us is that it has cast a rather large shadow over the house meeting that I was intending to have with y'all.
Well, we need to have a different house meeting first so that we can ensure that many others can happen after. And actually, it's probably a good thing that he's gone. I think I've worked something out. And it's not very nice. Actually, it's really fucking horrible, to be honest. But I was thinking about what we need to do. So, right. I'm sure we're all still feeling crap or shocked or whatever, but we need to work out where we're going from this. So, Cassalanters, we need them to give themselves up, right, Pups?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think we're the only ones who made a deal. I think the Cassalanters also made a deal with Asmodeus. And I think, based on this, and she kind of holds the diary, I think that they made a deal where they had to sacrifice children before their 9th birthday. Hence, the Cassalanters Institute. Hence, why everyone was sort of disappearing when they were 9 or after they were meant to have turned 9. And I know we got out, but not everyone did.
Hang on just a second. Did you ever choose to tell anybody about this incident that was happening in the Cassalanters school? No. You didn't think that might be important information to possibly tell people?
But
that a
then,
school that is still running is sacrificing children.
and I think, Big Phatts, as the words come out of your mouth, you also think about, like, that kind of keep your mouth shut and you'll be safe sort of concept. But you don't voice that opinion. You know that it's a reason, but you want to hear them say something first. Does that make sense?
And Big Phatts, who exactly would you have had 8-year-olds tell? Who were homeless on the street, nobody trusted, and everybody called monsters?
I wouldn't expect an 8-year-old to do anything.
12? 15?
You're getting closer.
16, 17, 18. Or when we were 18 and 19, struggling to fight to save lives and make sure our home wasn't destroyed, and ultimately it was, and more people died. When would you have had us tell people?
I wasn't necessarily talking about telling the law, but rather that you lived on a street with the poor and the downtrodden, the street that little Ricks lived on. And you chose to say nothing to all the mothers and fathers that lived there, to maybe warn them not to send them to a school where their child will be murdered. I didn't expect you to run to the guards.
We didn't know this was happening.
We didn't know. We didn't know for sure. We didn't know it was going to be every child. And also, from my point of view, I grew up for most of my life just assuming it was completely normal. Before I even went there, I didn't really know what anything was. I didn't even really know what a school was. So you turn up to school for the first time and then these things happen and you kind of just assume that it's normal.
What, like lunch break and then a casual sacrifice?
Big Phatts, none of us had any start in life. It's not a school, it's an orphanage. And the last time we confided in adults, they turned into demons. You think we might have a little bit of trust issues with who we tell our stuff to?
Oh no, I'm fully aware that all y'all have issues. It's just now we have a child in this household, and I'm concerned for his well-being.
And we've only just stopped being children who went through it. Blame the school, not us.
You stopped being children a long time ago. But fine. This is new information to me. Carry on.
Well, the thing here is that the connection is the Cassalanters. They are connected somehow to these sacrifices. The number 9 needs something. They are connected to us because we have to get them to give themselves over. So my question is, why? Why did they make a deal in the first place? What actually happened? I mean, as far as I knew, according again to this mild diary, is that they had money problems. So was their deal something to do with that? I haven't got all the pieces yet. But I know that a lot of lives have been lost, and I'm worried about what the deal also means to Asmodeus and why the Cassalanters' souls are so important.
We need to find out more. We need to.
We do, and I think the best way of doing it is to think of anyone that you might know, any connection you might have. I've sent a message to the Gazette man, the one that wrote about us being here, Ralph something. He was the one who wrote about us moving into this place in the first place, and I don't know. I thought his name is always in the Gazette. He always knows the inside information before anyone else seems to. So you can try and find some stuff about the Cassalanters from him. I don't know. He's like the only person I could think of, so I just sent a message.
May I ask something from all y'all? Is that if anyone has any crazy ideas, we try and run them past the group before we start bringing people to our door.
Yes, yeah, of course, obviously, that's completely sensible, but I'm not bringing him here. I'm meeting him somewhere else. He doesn't even know who's meant to be meeting him, so, I mean,
You
I
won't
don't
go
even have to
alone.
go.
Agreed.
I might have a connection
Who?
to the Cassalanters.
How?
I've been to their house.
Fucking hell.
I don't think I could go again and get away with it. But I know where they live and how to get in and where the attic is and
I think the
When?
rest of you guys who think about the weird, why is the attic? Why did she throw that detail in?
Mm.
When was this? When were you hiding in their attic?
we all did things to look after the family. I didn't think it was a big, important point until now, the connection with the school. Obviously, I knew the school was called the yeah.
Was this after we got out?
Yeah.
I'm going to roll an insight check.
Yeah, just about to say. Have you got the advantage?
Yeah, I'm going to roll an advantage. Thank you,
Gabby.
Zach's big wave.
Okay, Gabby, are you telling the truth or are you lying?
I'm lying.
Then
But
deception.
I'm going to roll a deception. Can I use advantage?
Of course you can.
13.
Okay, against. Oh,
26.
Yeah. What he sees is that you pick up your cigarette to roll it, and you realise your paper's round the wrong way, and you try to roll it and it falls apart, and then your hands begin to shake as you have to re-roll it. That's what you see, Pups.
If we're going to do this, we need to start working together. Oshi.
I got taken from the Cassalanters home to the Cassalanters school when I was 8 years old.
What? Why were you there?
Why were you there?
I couldn't live at home anymore. No one was there.
What, and this lord and lady just took you in?
My parents knew them.
Who are your parents?
I don't know what names they go by now. I don't know them.
What names do they used to go by?
That's not something I can speak.
Why not?
Because of what they did. As a job, not anything bad. Well, some people probably think what they do as a job is bad or did as a job. I don't know. It's been 11 years, 12 maybe. I don't know. It'll put us all in danger if anybody knows we know them.
We're already in danger.
Not from these people.
Unless they're worse than the Archdemon of the Nine Hells, I'm not too worried.
But this is a start, right? We've got Baggi working on the theory. Oshi, you know where they are. It's a start. I don't know. I might know something too.
As we see this cigar like snap in the hole, light aggressively.
Don't worry, Phatts. You already know. It's nothing new. Do you guys remember the teacher that saved us? Miss Target.
Yeah,
Yes.
so cool.
So the night that Justin's birthday, or the night before Justin's birthday, I went looking for them, and they told me this story about like being a spy or like being part of some organization and investigating the Cassalanters. Like I was scared. I was just trying to find out if they were bad. Remember we saw them in the yawning portal, and I was trying to figure out why they were there as an 8-year-old, and they told me about being part of this society and how they were investigating the school and the Cassalanters, and she gave me a bow and arrow yeah, I know, but she also gave me this badge, and I figured it was just some like little trinket thing, and they did this handshake, and I was like, this is cool, this is amazing, I've got a bow and arrow, I've got a badge, I'm a harper now. But like, then when we met Neverember, they did the same handshake.
You're a what?
It's called a harper. I don't even know what Phatts told me that it's real. I didn't even know until today. But if the harpers are real, then Ms. Target was really there to investigate the Cassalanters, and the organization is somewhere. And maybe Neverember has a link to them. Maybe they could, I don't know, open the case again or something. It's a link, it's a lead, it's something. It's more than we have. It's more than we had 24 hours ago.
And I think when you see the idea of Neverember and you say Lord Neverember, when Pups says it, there's again another connection as you think of Lord and Lady Cassalanter.
If Neverember is a harper, then it's probably good to have one that owes you a favor, right? That could be our in with the Cassalanters. They probably have met.
Yeah. We need to talk to him as well.
Would they
Well, let's be
recognize y'all?
Cassalanters. Maybe Oshi.
They'd recognize me, but
I don't know if they'd recognise me in Pups. I'd be surprised.
If we are going to be mixing with nobility, we're going to need some finer clothes.
so we're going to need some money. And Oshi pulls out the 28 gold that she stole from the dead man. She obviously doesn't say that. She just puts it on the desk.
In fact,
starts to
actually, just give me this. In fact, there's a bowl which is currently being used to boil water in that little Rix was boiling water in to make all those cups of coffee, and you notice that it is actually the copper piss pot from your household.
Oh God.
As you all go.
Brilliant.
But you grab hold of it, you empty it out, and you slam it on the table, and you pour those 28 gold in. So we hear the
Do you think that's not a bit?
clink, clink.
Do you think that's not a bit too much, like running before we can walk? Like, I don't know about you, but I'm not ready to face nobility, the upper classes. Like, we need to know things. We need to. Well, we need some confirmations of something, right?
From this point forward, we need to consider how we are seen. We are no longer from Black Star Lane. We live in the North Ward now. We need to present the image of success and nobility every second that we are seen in public. Otherwise, the Cassalanters will see through that.
And I think, yeah, as you
so
say
no
that,
more fucking picking fights out on the streets. Do you hear me?
as that finger comes down onto the table, do you hear me? And you slam on the table as your finger hits on the headline of the Waterdeep Gazette. As it says Black Star 4, as you like tapping it.
Is there a picture?
No.
Or is there a drawing?
Picture. No.
Okay,
but
good.
There's. I don't think that we didn't say that there was any names in there before. I can't remember if Big Phatts' name was in there or not.
I actually think it was. I think it was about
Yeah.
the four of us. I think we were sort of described as like a half orc, a goblin, act.
Yeah, and I think it was Big Phatts at the Black Star 4. I think that was kind of how it was phrased. Because out of everybody, Big Phatts would have been the one who had the record, who's been in the army, who had a shop. You know, like, you had living records somewhere. The rest of you don't have a fucking record anywhere. So you're like tapping on this thing. And I think some of you, I don't know who it is, may have this thought of like, well, we could use this fame. It might even be Big Phatts that does it, that thinks it.
No more fights. Am I gonna get a yes?
Yes. Obviously.
Who made him the head of this?
Asha, you almost lost a hand last week.
We're the
If you
Black
want
Star
my help,
4.
we're going to be the Black Star 3.5 if you keep going about the way that you're doing things.
Well, the Black Star 5, including Little Rix. I can't believe you forgot about him. What are you going to do to him? Why is he suddenly not involved, Big Fat?
I'll tell you
Because
what,
he
I'll
is
make you a
not
deal, Big
like
Fat.
us.
Yeah, all of us. So if we're going to stop picking fights in the street, you need to stop throwing the shit about the house just because you can't find a whisk.
Oh, and here we are. A perfect circle back to the house meeting. Good. I'm glad we got all those other things swept under the rug. Baggi, when are you going to fix this fucking kitchen?
As soon as I've sorted everything else out.
Well, fine. I don't need to eat. Y'all can starve.
Fine by us. We're quite used to it, aren't we? And she kind of like, she can't wink. She's not even going to attempt to wink. But it's like her version of a wink where it's like to both Pups and Oshi, which is kind of her way of going, for now, we're fine. From her point of view.
You've dealt with wars. You've dealt with soldiers. You've dealt with customers. Have you dealt with teenagers?
Nope.
You're not going to win all of them, especially not by shouting and throwing things.
I'm learning that.
As through the open window, this little paper bird, just lands perfectly in the center of the table, and then lays out a piece of paper.
Baggy's kind of shocked because she's never received one before, and sort of stares at it for a second, and then immediately goes over to read it out.
It says tomorrow, 1 p.m. The 90 bells.
Well, we have a meeting for our first connection.
Oh yeah, and it's signed R.L.
Mr. Ralph Lomley, the man who knows all, works for the Gazette. If he knows any information about the Cassalanters that we should know, well, he's our man. So, are we all going to go together tomorrow?
I think the real question is do you want that guy to see us with you? Because there's no chance we're not going to be there. It's just whether he knows that or not.
See, Pups, this is why I've always liked you. Okay, we all go
What you think about things.
So can we go shopping yet or not?
As you look down at the piss pot of the 28 gold, meager 28 gold pieces that are sitting in there.
Hang on,
and literally, as you say that, you see that like this trickle of water that comes down the walls of the kitchen. As you look around, actually, this very dilapidated, falling apart manor that you also own.
Fuck.
We've not explored
we talked about house meetings. We talked about house meetings. Like, nah, man, you've got a whole enterprise to deal with. Like, it's just like talk about legal proceedings. Okay, let's get into property legal proceedings. But no, you've got this whole building to look after as well, and to make money off. I think there's also yeah. Exactly. I just had Jeffrey just come and say there's a guild for that, and there is. So you also kind of look at the piss pot, you look at the building itself, and look around you, and that idea of like you need money. And yes, we've got this first lead, but how are you supposed to survive and carry on the 28 gold pieces that are currently sat in the piss pot?
So if we can't start fights or steal things or hide in the shadows or do any of the stuff that got us by for 10 years on Black Star Lane, Big Phatts, what are we going to do?
I didn't say that. I said you have to be aware of who you are when you're in public. Steal things, sure. Kill motherfuckers, I don't care. Don't get caught and don't be seen. 238 gold. That's how much I have. I'm willing to put forward some of that. But I'm not willing to watch that be pissed away on the three of you acting like fucking teenagers, like you just pointed out. We have a deal with Asmodeus here. We're about to go play around with the nobility. So I need y'all to grow up. Be smarter.
And I think the rest of you don't take that as an insult with the grow up. It's a reality check of like, yeah, actually, yeah.
He's right. We need to be careful. I was out last night, and there's something up. The city guard, the city watch, whoever they are, men in heavy armor, they seem jittery. Something's happened. I don't know what, but They're on their guard. So what are we going to do? We're going to open the pub again. We're going to have Liv here pour us out the drinks. You're going to
If
have.
y'all are happy with me turning this into a cigar emporium, I'm ready to start whenever. And I got a cute little mascot.
This smell of cigar smoke sort of like wafts into the kitchen.
Amber leaf.
It's like, it's not, it's cherry sweets.
You telling me I should stop him from being a cigar worker? Kid's got a gift.
How much you paying him?
Excuse me?
How much you paying him?
He's fucking living here.
We lived at Cassalanters.
Should I be paying y'all as well?
No, we're not children, as you rightfully pointed out. We don't like it when adults take advantage of children.
He is getting bored, Pups, and we'll end up having to feed him.
I'll give him some pocket money.
That's all I ask. How big does this emporium take? How much space do you need for this, Big Phatts? Are you going to take up the whole place, or can we make use of the other spaces too?
I think a stall's just fine at the end of the bar.
It shocks. The shock of it all.
Stall. What did you have in mind?
Well, we have a bartender who lives here and obviously can't leave. We have a great space for entertaining and loads of people who have lots of money who live around us and probably need somewhere secret to do bad things.
Wait, are you saying that we try and turn this into some kind of elitist hangout?
And then we keep information on all the lords and ladies and what they do here, and we can blackmail them. While they smoke tobacco.
I mean, yeah, if you get the elite in here and everyone finds out that they're smoking big fat cigars, then it's going to go global.
And I think, Big Phatts, you then think about that magistrate when you sign the deed of the house, and they were like, tell us when you open, because we'll definitely be interested.
That's not a half bad idea. The only cigars or cigarettes that are able to be smoked are mine. The booze we'll have to buy in. Liv, and looks around the room, is happy to work all day and night, I presume.
So there's a silence, and the glass just smashes. Smash!
I'll take that as a yes.
Another smash.
Double yes. Good.
I think, Big Phatts, you're the one who has the most knowledge of this. You know that you would probably have to go through the guilds to do this. Even renovating the place, you're going to need to go through the guilds. Beer's going to have to go through the guilds. You can kind of get away with it because you were already a member of the Cigars and Tobacconist Guild. So you can be the agent for that. So yes, it can be your tobacco, but you know that the rest going to have to go through guilds. Depending on your design of how you want it to look, you're looking at over 1,000 gold pieces to get it to look, even to make it look all right. But to get that higher clientele, you're going to need to double that.
We're going to have to make quite a lot of money in order to get this place up to scratch. But once it's open, reserve some of the rooms upstairs. Oshi, I think you should run what happens in there, or at least supervise. Pups, you'll be our security. Baggi, wow them.
And actually, Baggy goes, "What?" And like, as she slams down this piece of paper where she's already drawn out like the walls of this place, and she goes, "I could put a secret wall there, surveillance there," and she starts like pointing out all of the places because she's also, what was your background? Your background feat? Oh yeah, that was it. Being able to know everything about a building and all the little secret passages and holes and shit that you could put inside it. And so she puts it down in front of you and starts wowing you.
But really not meaning to, because she's just like, but that I could do this. I've already thought about that. It's like the most like rah! Thing ever. Because it's like, what are you talking about? Wowing? Yuck. No, not me. I will be in the walls.
Now, whilst I am incredibly impressed and did not mean for you to wow them with, and gestures at all of her, will these secret contraptions be made of the former utensils from this kitchen?
Oh, will you let it go? I will.
Where are you getting your stock? We need more
It's
money.
like Alphonse, right?
Look,
Alphonse had the big front-facing thing and then the shady thing. Sorry, Baggy, carry on.
I was just gonna say, I know it's not right, but if I can get my hands on the right kind of leftover scrap metal, then I might be able to literally make money.
I can get you scrap metal.
Pardon me?
Well, I did it a few times a couple of years ago.
I can get you scrap metal for money. I can do it.
Everyone's job from now on is to get as much scrap metal as possible. Hell, I'll fucking rip my arm off if I have to.
But it will take a long time. A long time.
A week?
Well, how much money are we looking at here to do this and this idea of yours?
I'd say about 2,000 gold pieces. And we open in 2 weeks. Time's a ticking.
Well, we already have 250. Is it?
238. With yours over that.
So we only need 1,000.
Yeah, I can't make that many.
I'm sure we could. Could you make 1,000?
No, I think the best I used to be able to do was, it used to take months. But it's a start.
So you guys now have this kind of concept that you're going to have to do some little side jobs to kind of bring the money together. And then hopefully it'll then start making its own from that point.
Surely to these North Ward types, like 1800 is nothing to them, right? We do a few shady jobs for a few shady people, just like old times, and make a bit of pocket money. We get the things set up, and then we go legit.
Fine.
Oshi, you hear when he was like 1800 doesn't seem like a lot to this lot of people up here. And you think of the kind of the idea of like of investors. The infamous last job, yeah. You think of like you think of the idea of investors. Is that a way? I mean, especially with your connections that you have with people across this entire ward and over in the Sea Ward as well.
We could ask for money for a percentage of return.
Steam begins to come out of Big Phatts' head with the idea of sharing shares.
Go on.
If we could get people to invest their money into the new club,
Enterprise.
yeah, we could give them a percentage of return. So if they gave us 1,800 gold pieces, they could have 1.8% of the business for the first 12 months.
This has really turned into Dragon's Den D&D, hasn't it?
Wait, no, but hang on. We're the Black Star 4. Like, people are gonna want to be going to business with us, surely. Like, I mean, we've got a bar here. Surely it's gonna be like if some like startup brewer wanted to like send us some beer, and then we could be the beer that's like drunk by the Black Star 4, right? Like, I mean, we could think of like we could have IPAs, double triple IPAs. We could have all sorts of stuff in this bar. Like, yeah, we are famous. Don't forget. Like, they're gonna want to do this with us. We're not just little street urchins anymore. This could work.
As you hit this could work, you all grab hold of your coffees, and Pups kind of puts his coffee cup up. As we have this kind of like, he puts it up expecting people kind of like to come up and chink their glasses, chink their cups.
Oh, she can't look him in the eye yet.
But does she clink the coffee cup?
She raises it.
She raises it. Okay, you raise your coffee. Cost your coffee cup.
Baggy's still trying to work out how long it would take her to try to make 1,800.
And then you feel this like jab in your ribs from Oshi. And she's like, oh.
It could work.
And then kind of the all eyes kind of look over to Big Phatts.
I think Pups sort of realised that he's got a bit over exuberant and is a bit disappointed in himself and the reactions of the other guys, and sort of.
So you start lowering it down.
And Phatts raises his glass towards Pups.
And you kind of bring it back.
Best option we have. Let's make some fucking money, kids.
As you kind of chink them together, and you go back and you all take a swig. And as you take a swig, you remember that it was all boiled in the copper piss pot, and you all spit it out all at the same time as it all kind of goes across the kitchen. As we kind of like fade through to white, as we're going to take a little break there. Really, really lovely, guys. Well done. So looks as if we're going to have a little club. Check that out. Ooh, let's have a little smoking club. Really, really lovely idea. Great work there. So we're going to be looking at some different kind of options. You've got to do some little jobs. You're going to need to talk to some peeps. Plus we get some investors. You're going to need to talk to Ralph tomorrow at 1 p.m. at the 90 Bells, which is exciting.
Yes.
And I think this is where I think Big Phatts and Little Ricks are going to be able to really shine. Is kind of like this partnership of tobacco mixing, because that's kind of going to be your USP in this place, isn't it? Really, it's going to be the smoking. So really well done. All right, so we're going to come back in about 15 minutes time. However, we got a few little bits and pieces. So I think that you promised us a little link, didn't you, Dan?
Yes. So you're not allowed to do it yet because we've got a little surprise for you at the end of this half. But once that surprise is over, in the chat, put an exclamation mark followed by the word merch, and it will send you to the Baxter Backlewright merch page. And you will get to see what is on the back of these tops, and I really hope you're going to enjoy it.
Lovely. So we're going to do a little reveal. We managed to kind of get some great artwork from our great artist, James Christie. So we can now happily and totally release the Pups art video. So here we go. I hope you guys enjoy it, and we will see you guys in about 10 minutes time. Wow.
So excited!
wop. Wop, 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 wop. Yes. Welcome back, everybody. Oh, I enjoyed that. Did you enjoy that in the chat? Please say if you enjoyed the new artwork. I really, really hope that you enjoyed it. As you can see, he is now there, looking considerably shorter than Baggi. And you'll also look at that. We've also got our level 3s up as well now, which is always nice to see. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yes. Wee little pups, exactly. Thank you. Who's this Ganj Banji guy? I can never remember who he is. I'm sure we blocked him at one point, but you know.
Yeah. Some dickhead.
It sounds hilarious and handsome.
Really, really lovely. So yes, I hope you guys had a look at the merch and when I had a look to see what was on the back. I see that some people have already started to realise them. If you've seen on there that you think might be connected to you in some way, do pop it in the chat so everybody can kind of see what's going on there and how it's connected to you in some way. That'd be really lovely. But we've got more merch coming over the next few weeks, which we will talk about as we get to them. Is that right, Dan?
Might be.
Okay, it's a little titillation. I'll go do that.
Don't have to say all the things to say in the meeting out loud, Joe.
But I'm not going to explain what it is. That's the thing. I'm not saying what they are. We just got lots and lots of stuff happening over the next few weeks.
Tantalizing with Joe Thorpe.
Yeah, subtle as a brick, Mr. Joe.
You could use that brick for your fire pit.
Oh, that is very true. I could use it for the fire pit. Lovely. All right. So, I think what we could do is maybe jump through the day, unless anyone has anything they want to do that particular day itself. No.
Pups is just going to do a tidy up. Just going to start kind of exploring the house / tidying up and just putting things back.
Okay. Should we have a look at the house?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Let's look at the layout, and we can sort of talk about what we want to kind of have a look at it. Ooh.
Friends.
All right. Let me get rid of that, and then I'll come back over here, and then I'll go to this one. Great. There we go. All right. So, as we see, we've got the tap room. Now, we've got the tap room, which is the ground floor. And you've also got these kind of upstairs. And I think, Oshi, you were talking about maybe using some of those upstairs rooms stuff? Or are you kind of...
I think we could build booths downstairs.
Booths. I think you guys could draw on this.
How?
So I think there's a little paintbrush. And you could do like a freehand line, or you can do a polygon line, or whatever. So, oh no! There's a light! Right there!
I don't know.
I'll get rid of it. There you go. So I'm going to let you guys draw all over this thing for the next few weeks until you kind of like settle on something that you like.
Right. Love that.
So we got that kind of room. We've got the basement, which could be used for something. Not sure what. Which is down here. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't have any visual on mine.
Hang on.
You might not have any visual, but you've got a banging new token.
There you go,
Got
mate.
it.
Yes.
Oh, I have both things now.
Yep, so let's have a look. There we are. So, Mr. Red Panda did us a little sketch, which we really appreciated. So we popped it on a token, and there we are. And that's going to be our holding image. So thank you very much for our first bit of fan art.
Our first bit of fan art, guys. We made it.
I know. There we go. And so that's what it's going to use for Big Phatts for a little bit. Lovely. Yep. So you can see now, Rob?
I can see, yes. I also like how Phatts looks grumpy in that image as well.
Okay, good. So you've got the wine cellar and the cellar down here.
Red Panda says the final one is nearly done. We're going again, guys.
Ooh.
I'm so excited.
Very excited.
Funnily enough, Red Panda, I have a Red Panda onesie that I will wear the day that you send the final one.
There you go.
That's going to be in mid-May. It's going to be so hot.
All right, so we have the art cellar, ale cellar, and then of course the first floor, which is we've got the den, which I think was Pups. Is that your room?
Yeah.
All right. Pups room. Oh, that disappeared.
Oh no, Joe, we lost you, Joe. Joe.
Why? I'm here.
He's a bloody game.
You turned
here.
into a connector.
Oh no! It turned into a.
There he is. He's back.
He's back.
Yeah. All right, so Pups' room is there. What else have we got? So Little Rick's room is down here, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Bottom left.
Bottom left. The spare room is the spare room at the moment. And we've got the common room, which could be used for something quite fun. Not sure what yet. Then up on the third floor, this top room. Whose was that?
That was Oshi's.
That's Oshi's room. See, this is it. We're now turning into Grand Designs.
Love it.
And then Big Phatts, you're down here, aren't you?
Yep.
The
General
bar-
Phatts and private bath.
Yeah. So because, and of course, we've still got the library and study to kind of play with, and the two toilets. Hey, nice. And then upstairs, we've got the storage room, which is your workshop. Is that right? Or
Yeah.
is that your bedroom?
No, the bedroom is the attic bedroom. The attic storage is the workshop / complete mess.
Okay. Oh, can't seem to get it. There we go. And then Baggi's.
I kind of imagine Baggy's storage room as, you know, the way that those things opened up in London where, like, they're a room that you can just smash a load of stuff with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
They're like, rage rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of what I see Baggy's storage room as.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah,
And
that's
occasionally, one of the mason jars is just full of insects.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You've got it bang on. Like, that's literally it.
I love that you're an angry tinkerer. It's my favourite thing.
All right.
An
Good.
emotional out.
So you guys have a draw on this whenever you like. I'll try and make sure it's available to you at the end of a stream so that you can have a doodle and draw around it, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm gonna jump through probably through the morning, unless there's anything anyone wants to do in the morning time before we go to the 90 Bells to meet Ralph.
Sounds good.
Nope. All right.
Well, actually, is there one thing I would quite like to do?
Mhm.
I think Baggi would like to do, knowing that she's meeting Ralph and sort of remembering the conversation from the day before about how we should appear more noble and more kind of regal. I think she, before bed, sort of got out her red cloak that she was given and took out like almost like a sander, not a sander, well, kind of like a sander, more analog, and just it starts kind of working on the fabric and tries to until like eventually the red color starts like fading, and like all of the little bits of like fabric starts sort of like sticking out and like just detaching, and as it detaches it starts like changing into this sort of like silvery, maybe copper sort of color, so it just looks a little bit more metallic, as if it's been like, you know, it's got a shine to it now, so it looks a little bit more regal when she wears it, so that she can wear that meeting Ralph. I think that's what she maybe did in the morning.
Nice. Okay. Is it some sort of spell that you're doing on it? That's your,
Yeah, well, I think that would fall under magical tinkering.
Yeah,
She can
I'll
change
allow that.
the effect of it. Yeah?
Yeah, I'll allow that. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Oshi?
Yeah, she needs to look at her job from the guild.
Okay. So you go up to you're in your room in the morning. Your room, it doesn't get the light in the morning. Your room gets the light in the evening. Because I don't think Oshi's much of a morning person.
She will get up at 3 a.m. to murder someone, though.
Yeah,
doesn't mourn for
That's
anything.
still the night time. 3 a.m. is the night time. But you kind of like pull out your stone, which I think is your Assassin's Guild stone. On it you can see there's like a symbol which has got like sort of 3 triangles that sort of come together to cause like a T of black. And you see that the T is almost like a blade. And you kind of turn it over, and these are the details that you get. Sorry, give me 1 sec to get my notes up.
Oh, I've missed this music.
So they're like, yeah, scary shit.
Scary and sad and scary.
All right, so it says in there, there is a man who I often tailor suits for. A large, heavy-set individual who goes by the name of Laertes Hansberg. I've never seen him a noble so fat. He'll be picking up a new hat from the actually, chat, can you give me a name of a tailor's that we might be able to kind of use for this? He'll be picking up his hat from the tailor's. On his way home, I want you to be there, and I want you to snag his handkerchief out of his pocket. And I want to make sure that handkerchief gets to Ira, a tiefling who lives down on the docks. Can you do that for us?
Yeah.
And then he comes back with 75 gold. Don't get seen. Any guards who see you will disappear.
Okay. Ready.
All right. So you know that's kind of happening today, I think. Tomorrow evening. It'll be big doing that. Okay. So have you got all the details there? Laertes Hamburg, all this kind of stuff. Great.
Thank you.
And guys, what are you doing in the morning? Big Phatts and Pups, what are you up to?
Phatts is going to be polishing himself
But,
in a not weird way.
Okay, cool. Don't come in.
Yeah, don't come in, guys. It's already established a joke. Didn't have to do the hand gesture, Rob.
No.
Less is more sometimes. So Phatts going to be non-sexually polishing himself, and he's going to adorn the phantasmal cape, whatever the name of that cape was.
Yes. The fabric that kind of you can do different effects with, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just going to say, ask me about cigars.
Across the back.
Across the back. Really nice, like almost like
Walking
a boxer.
billboards.
Yeah. Really, really lovely. Okay, and then we go across to the den, and we see where Pups. What are you doing this morning?
Oh, Pups is wanking. Pups is the.
Fuck you, man.
Pups is going to be clearing the space out. Is taking little things out from his pouch from the from his bag and sort of putting onto a let's say maybe like a desk or a chest of drawers, little things along the way, making like a space to meditate to in the morning. So like the crocodile tooth goes up, and one of the little like blue spheres that you didn't send to Puggle. Yeah, just making like a little calm space and trying to just generally make the room his.
Nice. I think, yeah, that's really lovely. I think GP Daz has just said, what is the name of Cigar Emporium / new pub called? I'm going to open that up for the chat to decide. Yes, exactly. Whoever Ganjbansi is, we should leave it up for the chat to decide what the name of the smoking bar, pub, club, sneaky, naughty place is called. Cool. So you guys all kind of meet downstairs, and you are all off. I think you're all quite shocked about how good Big Phatts looks, and I think but then you guys see Big Phatts, and then you see Baggi come down the stairs, and I think that scarf has actually just changed everything. As you look like you belong. Definitely belong in the North Ward.
Wow. You look good.
Yeah, it feels a bit weird, but do you think it'll convince everyone?
As long as you don't go, oh, this feels a bit weird, you should be fine.
Point taken. You look very shiny as well, Phatts.
Thanks. Polished myself today. Don't fucking say anything about it.
As you kind of like Big Phatts, you bring your elbow up towards Baggi.
And Baggi just stares at it like, what, do you want me to check? Do you need oiling? I've got some oil.
No, I do not need oiling.
Ah.
Shall we?
He's already emptied his oil.
And literally at this point, Baggi is so confused and just looks at Oshi like, what?
I think you two are supposed to come out of as the lord and lady of the manor.
Oh.
Put your hand on his forearm. His shiny, shiny forearm.
Told you not to say anything.
And I think what Baggi does instead is raises her forearm, and it's that kind of look of like, I'm not taking your forearm, you're going to need to take mine.
Fuck it. And he just walks out the front door.
And they all burst out laughing. But only after he's left the front door. So you guys travel to... Let's have a look. And let's pop you back on the other map. So the 90 Bells is actually kind of halfway... It's sort of just past the market towards the trade wards. Very close to the City of the Dead. So I think it's actually on Lamp Street, which is here. Okay. So I'm just going to move you guys down there. How do you guys get down there? Do you walk it or do you get a carriage?
I mean, I feel like we probably do. You reckon we walk?
Get a carriage.
Oh, we get a carriage. Jesus.
Oof. All right. Can you get rid of two gold pieces for me?
That's right. It's on me.
As you kind of make your way down the busy streets of the North Ward, down towards the trades ward, and you kind of go into Lamp Street. And Lamp Street is kind of known for its, well, the kind of like the Iramar's Walk, Lamp Street, and Anamar's Street is sort of very similar to our Fleet Street. It's kind of the place of newspapers and all of that kind of stuff. So you kind of go into the 90 Bells, and I think the 90 Bells is a reporter's kind of pub.
Can we just, before we leave the carriage, can I do a tiny little thing?
Yes, of course.
When we step out of this here carriage, y'all are used to looking over your shoulder in case people are watching you or trying to attack you. Transfer that instinct to people are looking at you and they are impressed. Okay? That's how you should be treating yourself from now on. People should want to see you. People should want to be with you. Hell, be a smug prick for all I care. We need to be impressive from now on. Good.
Big Oshi, you're sat there like, fucking, well, actually.
I mean, we could all do performance checks when we get out of the carriage.
Absolutely do performance checks as we come out the carriage. It's just sort of trundling along.
I think that after Big Phatts has said that, like, even though they've complimented Baggi on what she's wearing, I think the whole way she's literally been like fiddling, like her hands haven't been able to stop moving. Like she feels almost like she needs to do something else. She can't rely on the scarf, like it's not enough. And so
Smoke.
she it's like, no thank you. But I think she pulls out of her bag a little like a little mirror, like a little pocket mirror, but it's not hers. It's definitely Oshi's. She's stolen. And she kind of looks at it, and she looks at herself, and she is like still fiddling and still fiddling and still fiddling, and like sparks starting to fly out of her fingers, and then she almost starts to like apply makeup, like kind of haphazardly, a bit heavy-handedly, and as she does, like more and more kind of like stuff just comes out of her fingertips and kind of like covers her face, and I feel like Baggi's demeanor and her looks just all soften slightly, so it gets that, like, you know, conventionally what she thinks is beautiful kind of look, like softer eyes, maybe a smaller jaw, like everything starts to soften as she casts Disguise Self to make her just appear more attractive conventionally.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give you advantage on your performance check when you step out.
Yes.
All right, and then the carriage sort of begins to slow down, and you can literally, the whole street is a cry of extra, extra, extra. No, my extra, extra. Fuck your extra, extra. This is my extra, extra, extra. Like, and it's sort of like the kids that are trying to sell newspapers are sort of bad mouthing each other. As you kind of come in, and you kind of step out of the carriage. Okay, so let's do our performance checks. So who comes out first?
Phatts will go up first.
Okay, cool. Do you want to do your performance check for me, please?
Yes, I do. I'm going to do this with advantage because I need it to work.
Okay, you step outside believing everyone is going to be looking at you. So do what you're going to do, but we'll just see what the response is. So
no,
do it as if you rolled 19.
He's going to step out. He's going to open the door. As he steps off, the carriage is going to significantly lift further off the ground. And then he's going to kind of like look around. He's going to try and do like a swash of his cape a little bit, Matador style, as he hits the ground. And he's hoping for, you know, sunlight and a slight breeze through his metallic hair as he steps off, and he's gonna try and smolder. Although his eyes have no pupils or anything, he's hoping that the slits in his face are smoldering.
And you sort of stand there, and I think the rest of you guys kind of look out the window, and you see him smoldering the sunlight and the wind, and then you just see people just walking by. Like another horse carriage kind of disappears through, and it's like extra, fuck you, fucking extra, and it's and you just sort of stood there, and you realise that nobody took any notice of you.
It's working.
Serving pure smize.
As you turn your hand out and you put your hand towards the door, who comes out next?
As in he's opening, like keeping the door open, or he's helping someone down.
He's got the door.
Helping
He's open.
whoever's next.
Yeah,
down.
that's his kind of thought.
Pardon?
That's his thought. Is
Helping whoever's coming out. Whoever's out the carriage next, I will be offering my hand to help on that step down.
Okay, Oshi's going to use advantage and come out next
Okay.
with a performance. Let's see.
Sucker. Only one better than me.
Wow. Okay. Explain what happens when you come out.
Oshi reaches her leg out and and pulls up her trousers so her leg comes out first and steps on the first step. And then in the side that Big Phatts has got his hand out, she has a fan in her hand. She's like this, and she puts her hand out to somebody else in the street. Everyone takes it, I assume, with a 13.
Yeah, it's like a hanging high five.
Yeah.
Get handed a newspaper.
Yeah. Which from the newspaper, she flicks it down on the floor to walk on, so she doesn't walk on the dirt.
Yeah, nice. This is almost like it bounces off your hands and lands, but no one takes any notice of you at all. Who's coming out next? Pups.
Pups. Yeah, I think Pups is going to roll this at disadvantage because Pups came downstairs this morning and saw his reflection for the first time in Big Phatts's chassis and realizes what he now looks like and has kind of lost a bit of confidence.
Come on, double crit, baby.
Yeah, it's going to happen, isn't it?
You go out the other door.
Yeah,
so
goes out the other door. Pups is found in the den, has found a curtain or something, and it's a black curtain has just sort of wrapped it round his naked shoulders, and has realised that it's never going to look really like a high roller ever again, so he's just content with looking scary and giving a don't fuck with me kind of vibe.
And you sort of then walk around as if you're some sort of bodyguard or something.
Yeah.
Sort of security.
Yeah. It's I'm not going to blend in, so I'm going to look like I belong to someone important.
Yeah. And then we kind of go inside and we see Baggi sort of sat there, and it's like,
okay, go. And literally is just going to basically fling herself out the door because it's the only way to do it. It's like baptism of fire.
With the step, there's a step that sort of steps off.
Yeah. I've got -1 performance, so
But
let's see how...
you got this with advantage.
See how it goes. Oh.
Yes.
Cheers. Oh, it has been foretold.
Oh.
So,
as you
Baggi
go, yeah, you put your head out, and as you put your head out, you hear X, and it's sort of
Extraordinary.
extraordinary, and everything sort of slows down as almost the whole street kind of stops, and you just hear everything has kind of stopped as you take that step down, clunk, as your boot hits the pavement, and you hear that kind of indisputable sound that you know extremely well, which is the scribble of pens on paper. I think Oshi, you definitely notice this. Big Phatts, you notice this too. As you hear them sort of writing this, and then this group sort of starts coming towards it, Excuse me. The trade ward Ducat. I'm just wondering what lord and lady you are.
We're we are the Lord and Lady the Troll Skull.
Is that from Troll Skull Manor?
Yes.
Buongiorno.
And I hear another person just go, "That's the Black Star 4." Excuse me, are you the Black Star 4?
Ah, yes, we are.
Oh my! And it is like suddenly this huge group starts you're literally standing in reporter circus, and all of the reporters begin. And this flash is going off from essentially these tiny little imps. And I always use imps for poor imps. They get screwed over all the time. I'm going to say no. It's a lightning elemental, sort of sits in on a bar, and he goes. Pop! And he explodes, and the light just flashes, and he's next one pops up, poof! And he's explodes as we get all these camera kind of flicking across as you guys are kind of beginning to be swamped. Excuse me. This is excuse me. Yes. Whereabouts are you kind of going now? Are you looking for more people to kind of to destroy?
Oh, we're not actually available for interview. Please do send us any requests for interview to our manor.
And that's Troll Skull Manor, correct?
Correct.
Thank you very much. Excuse me. And it's Big Phatts, Big Phatts, because they're literally the only name that they know at the moment. Is the Big Phatts?
Yes.
Is it true that you were in the army?
We have to go on. We've got an important meeting to attend. But I would put in that little document of yours that we've got an establishment opening up in 2 weeks.
2 weeks,
and I
did you
suggest
say?
you come take a visit.
Oh, and that's Troll Skull Manor as well?
That's correct.
And it's sort of as we kind of see you turn away, we see down at the notes, and it says, opening 2 weeks, and it just says, Cape, ? Ask me about cigars, ? And then he goes over to another person, and we can see them going figure in dark cloak, ? Who are these identities, ? And it's sort of there's beginning this kind of rumor mill as you kind of push your way through. And I think Big Phatts and Pups, or the more Big Phatts, is just sort of walking forward and just forcing people to move.
Yeah. Taking the cue.
And he's thinking the whole time, being like,
"We've got to go." Just.
Why has no one asked me about my cigars? That's what I was thinking the whole time.
And then you just hear somebody go, "Excuse me, Mr. Big Phatts."
Yes.
Cigars?
Yes, we will be stocking them in our new establishment. The finest cigars you smoked in all of Waterdeep. It's going to be a private members club.
Oh, I see. And what's the name of this new establishment?
Again, we are actually we're not available for interview.
Of course. Thank you. And it's sort of everyone's sort of, and then they just leg it as they all rush back to their newspapers. As you kind of make your way into the 90 Bells. 90 Bells is empty today because of what just happened, because they're all away writing articles now. As you kind of go in, you see the whole place is covered in paintings of different editors and different reporters. There's loads of newspapers that are in frames that are kind of sitting around everywhere. It's quite a narrow place. However, it kind of goes out at a T-junction and goes outwards. So there's loads of these private booths, and they all have doors on them. Something you guys really, really notice as you walk in is the silence. That even your footsteps don't seem to make as much noise as you would expect. As you make your way towards the bar, chat, can I get the name of the bartender, please? As you kind of start walking down this, it's almost it's carpeted. So I think any of you had the experience of carpet? I think Oshi, Baggi, and Pups have had the experience of carpet. Big Phatts, has Big Phatts ever had carpet?
No,
No.
I don't think so.
So you kind of walk towards the bar top, and it's sort of shiny mahogany and these big leather seats in front of it. As you see a furbog. He's shining glasses, and they're always shining glasses. He's shining a glass. And he's like, oh, hello.
Hello.
Are you here for a meeting at all?
But yes, actually, we have a meeting with the Mr. Ralph. Mr. Ralph of the WotC.
Yes, so that's booth number 3. If you need anything, just call for Fitzroy, and I will come and get you anything you may require. Would you like any drinks sent over to booth number 3?
I want 4 top shelf whiskeys.
The top shelf.
Top shelf, you heard me. We're the Black Star 4.
Oh.
And we only drink the best.
Of course. And he sort of like turns and just starts. He doesn't give you any other. He's not here there to chit chat. As he goes, and you kind of walk up the small alleyway, and you see that there's the different booths, and you see booth number 3. It's got this huge brass 3 in a big circle, and a sort of a frosted glass. As you go in, you see this little halfling sort of sat there. He's got a glass of water. He looks up and says, oh, any guys to get up. Thank you for your note. Who sent this note?
Oh well, that would have been me.
Please.
Thank you for replying to the note and agreeing to meet with all of us.
And he looks over at you. Can you do another performance check for me? Actually, no. He's going to do an insight. It's going to be different. I'm going to do an insight.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I give you disadvantage on that?
Yep. Okay, so roll 2. 1, 2. Cool. He's like, oh, of course. I heard you say just outside. I heard you say you were the Black Star 4.
Exactly. You are correct. Black Star 4, you are obviously familiar with us, are you not, Ralph? After you decided to do a little article about us, isn't that right? Without our permission, by the way.
My apologies. I honestly saw a great story of 4 people that I know is you lived on Black Star Lane, and you rose up to take down 2 hideous gangsters. I thought it was quite an inspirational story. So my apologies. I should have asked for permission. That's very, very true. So that means that you must be Mr. Big Phatts.
Correct.
Yes. And the rest of you, what can I call you?
Oh, well, my name is Baggalina. It's wonderful to meet you.
And he goes and gets a notepad and opens the notepad and gets a pen and begins to start writing the names. Baggi.
No, you don't need to write anything down for this meeting.
This is an off the record, yeah? Of course. He just closes it, just pops it on the side. Okay.
Thank you.
And you? And he kind of looks at you. Oshi.
Oshisota.
Oshisota. I assume that these names are actually... You need to keep these secret. I assume.
You will need to... Oh, is that him asking us, or...?
His him asking. Yeah.
This is an off-the-record conversation.
Yep, of course.
If that stays the same, then we will give you some exclusivity to projects we have coming up.
Of course. Okay. That works for me. And so he just double checks over Baggalina and looks over at this figure that's sort of just in a dark cloak. He just sees the hint of that black stone mask of the smile, and he's like, and you are?
Pups.
Thank you. Well, here we are then. Look, your note was very vague. I didn't expect it to be you four, of course, but you were quite vague.
Well, we thought it would be good to meet you, as you obviously are keeping an eye on all of our work and such. But we may have a proposition for you, but it's very much going to be, I don't know, how would you say it? You scratch our backs and we tickle yours?
Yep, of course. Yep, that's absolutely perfect. Yep.
Well, you're obviously quite good at getting information, Ralph. May I call you Ralph?
I'd prefer Mr. Lumley, but yeah, Ralph is fine.
Well, all right then, Mr. Lumley. You're very good at getting information, and I wonder if maybe you would aid us in our adventures, of course, on maybe giving us some information if we cut you a deal.
Okay. What's the deal?
Deal is, if you do help us, then, like my dear friend Oshisota said, we will give you exclusivity of all of our doings. The things we obviously want in the press. Maybe you'd be a sort of a marketer for us, if you will. Our press manager.
That's quite an ugly word, marketer. I think I'd be happy to have exclusivity and place out the information that you want, but I don't work for you. You give me the information and I'll pop that out. That's not a problem. Also, I want an interview that's on the record. You don't need to give your names. I just need to be here the Black Star 4, but I want an interview that's on the record.
Today?
No, I've already missed. I've missed the last press now. No, it's fine. But at least in the next couple of days.
We can do tomorrow before the next press.
Okay, perfect. And he kind of pulls out his diary and just writes in. He writes in about 11 a.m. He writes it in and closes it up. Can I just? Is it the Choskor Manor? Or would you like to meet somewhere else?
Somewhere else.
Perfect. Send me a bird and let me know where you want to go. Okay. What do you want?
First of all, I want to know how many eyes and ears you have, Mr. Lumley. Do you have anyone working for you, or do you just simply have a lot of talent and work alone?
I've got a few people that I talk to. I'm not going to give you their names. I'm not going to tell you how many there are, and I'm not going to tell you how much I pay them. They're my business, and I have to protect them. They're in some quite dangerous places, and they need to be looked after.
Well, that's the thing, Mr. Lumley, is that we don't actually require knowing who these people are, do we? No. We simply just need to know whether or not you can gather information on some people who are quite
And then he
quite high up.
He puts his hand up. Come in. As you see Fitzroy sort of come in with the drinks. Place them down. They're beautiful crystal cut glasses, really thick rimmed. And they've all got this kind of like perfect measure. Sort of dark amber whiskey that sits inside. I just feel like Dan's going to go and get a whiskey so that he can show us as a prop. And he is! And he kind of places it down, and sort of a weird silence in the room until Fitzroy leaves. And the door closes. Okay. Who who or what organization, what company do you want information on?
Well, before I say their names, I'd just like to 100% solidify the fact that if we do this interview with you tomorrow, no names, just the Black Star 4, then this all stays in booth number 3.
Do you think I would have got to where I am if I broke promises and was untrustworthy?
Baggi looks over at Oshi and then Pups and Big Phatts and scratches her nose, almost like a symbol, like, I'm happy to say these names, like they've agreed it before.
And sort of a nod. Ooh.
Pups is going to do a quick look around, like just a quick sort of look to see if there's anything untoward about this table, if there's anything that would suggest that we're being watched.
Okay.
Or that anything's being recorded.
Do I do an Arcana check?
Yes, I shall, and I shall probably use an advantage for that because my Arcana is poop. Thank you, Mum Thorpe, for the Arcana check.
Ooh.
Oh dear, Pups is not having a good day. 7.
No, it's a quiet booth.
So Pups scratches their nose.
Phatts brings a cigar to his mouth, lights it, and then scratches on the way down.
We're so
Oshi
slow.
just scratches.
Yeah. Baggi gets out a piece of parchment and her favourite pen and just writes Cassalanters. Turns it and slides it so that he can see, but still with her hands on it.
Can I? I know that we just agreed stuff, but can I get one of those pens?
And she pulls the paper back and just says, "It can be part of the agreement."
Please, that is amazing. He sort of just giggles to himself slightly, like a nerd who has just seen like an original Darth Vader in its original wrapping.
Well, we'll add the pen in, and she slides the name over again, still keeping her hand on the parchment.
And he kind of takes over, opens it, and closes it. Interesting. I know some things. Bits and pieces, rumour, of course.
Well, we have a few rumours that we know also. We're looking for much more information than that.
Okay. Well, I did a bit of research about the Cassalanters before, and he says it really loudly, and you're just like, and he's like, "Don't worry, we're in a demi-plane right now. Literally, the moment you walk through that door, we are not on the material plane anymore. We are in a different plane. No one can hear us."
Oh.
So, Cassalanters. Yes. They were in a... I'm guessing you already know that they were in a lot of financial trouble.
Mm-hmm.
A few years back. I did a little bit of research and found that it didn't seem as they had any actual business that actually got their wealth back, and yet they did, which I always found interesting. Especially enough to kind of start a school, especially like some sort of charitable school. I'm not sure if you're aware of the Cassalanters Institute for Unfortunate Children. No, it's a school that's down in the dock ward, sort of taking young children that are either orphans or people can send their children there. I've never been able to kind of actually gain entrance to it, but I do know of... I did try and track a few parents of the children that are there, and I often found out that there was either tragic accidents or I could never find them anymore, or they'd gone missing from their village. So it always struck me as strange that kind of happen, and that they could afford to do it, you know. The other thing that kind of I've noticed, I'm not sure if there's anything that you want to add to that. Have you got any information about that?
Sorry, so
Potentially.
the children would go missing, or the parents would go missing?
The parents would go missing, but the children, I have no idea what happened. I mean, I'm assuming that they just graduated and went out into the world, but it was the parents that I was able to investigate, and they seemed to disappear.
There was a lot of press, I think, from what I can remember, around the opening. Were you there?
No. No. I was pretty much doing the printing press at that time, and I was using popping the letters into the press to be able to kind of print the newspapers themselves. I wasn't allowed to kind of report there, but there's some great reporters there, as you probably saw on your way in, that were there. But again, it was a 2-bit story. It was a small story of a school being opened by a lord. Like, it happens every year, you know.
It's interesting that it was a school. Did I believe the Cassalanters had, is it 3 children that
Yes.
don't.
Yes, the 3 children. Now, this is an interesting one because I've been looking. Usually lords, especially children around the age of 18, which is where Toro and I can't remember the name of the other child now. Sorry guys, give me a second. Alzarina. Especially at those sort of ages, it's the ages in which you want to start looking to marry them off. And we haven't seen them at any social gatherings. We haven't seen them at any balls. We haven't seen them in any public engagements for the last 9 years, which is extremely confusing, especially if you add in Olivaro. Olivaro, I think it's Olivaro, was also missing, and we didn't see them from the moment the school is opening. So my question is always like, where is these children? Like, their children, where are they? What's happened to them? I mean, I think it's just unusual for the Cassalanters. This is a family that have been deep rooted in Waterdeep for hundreds of years, and to have their heir spare and their daughter all taken out of society, of social life, is very unusual. I mean, I know that I'm giving you a lot of information now, but I need you to start giving me anything. What do you have?
Well, interestingly enough, Mr. Lumley, we have a similar amount of information to you, really. Again, the question mark about the children, the financial strifes we are aware of. Our biggest thing is we would like to know their weaknesses.
Wow. I don't think you were probably the first people to try and figure out the weaknesses of lords. I've been trying to do some bits and pieces, and all I can kind of come up with is a few pieces of rumour, really.
And those are?
Oh, sorry. I got used to speaking to sorry, do you mind if I call you Baggi?
No, not at all. That's fine. Ralph.
And so it took, and he kind of stops. It's like, fair enough. He said, sorry, I was used to their voice. There's a word that sort of comes up, which I'm very confused by. There's 2 that come to mind. One is the game. And the other one is just I know one part of it, which is called the Enigma. Or I'm not quite sure what it's about. The only other weakness that I can see, other than money and power, which is the weakness of all lords, is there I believe that they are a part of a cult. I'm not sure what cult it is, but I think they're part of a cult. Now, none of this is anything that I could print, of course. I mean, attacking a lord is insane. I mean,
they tear you down.
I mean, also, have you read the Code Legal?
Yes.
And he's sort of like, have you guys read the Code Legal?
No.
Oh my word. So crimes against lords. Okay. Assassinating or impersonating a lord.
Their lord.
Assaulting or impersonating an official or noble. Blackmailing an official. Bribery or attempted bribery of official. Murder of a lord. Using magic influence. Using magic to influence the lord without consent, and using magic to influence an official without consent. I'm always very wary of doing anything towards lords. I think, Oshi, when you kind of hear it out loud of murdering a lord or an official, you sort of like kind of gulp kind of goes through. Especially when you see that it is murder of a lord or a noble is the punishment of death.
Already met him, mate.
Already met him. He's best buds, bro. He just says, like, if you're gonna do anything to a lord, you have to be 125% correct. So what is it?
Said they had financial troubles.
Yes.
Do they still?
No.
No, why?
I think that is the big mystery. Why one day they have absolutely nothing, bankrupt, laughing stock of the nobility of Waterdeep, to suddenly having money next day.
What's their public answer?
They said that it was to do with finance in Neverwinter. Stocks and shares in other cities.
So they're investors.
Oh, the Cassalanters. Give me 1 second, chaps. I think I'm right. I just want to be 100. No, fuck it. I am right because I'm God. Okay, so yes, they are lenders of money, stocks, finance, banks. The family have been part of that trade for a long, long time.
Any trade and business in Waterdeep?
Quite a bit. Of course, they're entangled everywhere. Warehouses here and there, connected to other noble families. Bits and pieces that kind of come across. But this is something...
smaller business ventures?
I mean, I can have a look into that for you.
Startups? He looks directly at Oshi.
I mean, I can have a look for you. I mean, it's not something that I don't have a Cassalanter file that I just sort of... These are just things that I collected over my years. Do you mind if I write that down as a job? Is that okay?
Surely you can remember.
Fair enough.
Another thing.
Can I ask a question?
Lumley, by all means.
Why Cassalanters?
Rival business owners.
He sort of shakes his head. Like, you're asking me to be honest, at least you could give me some honesty. Why the Cassalanters?
All is fair in war and commerce.
Can I do a persuasion check?
Yeah.
I'm so confident. I'm not even going to do it with advantage. Despite shit poor performance.
Oh, God.
Or persuasion, whatever I did. Perception, did a perception check. Nice one, Rob. So confident, did the wrong thing. So confident, I'm not even going to do advantage. Skadoosh.
16. And it says, look, I understand. You're not sure what it is that you're looking into. Want me to have a look into something. But I'm going to be really candid now. You got to trust me, and I've got to trust you. That has to start somewhere. I get it. You're scared? So am I. Talking about Cassalanters, an incredibly powerful family. If they wanted to, they'd pull the rug out of all of us. Christ, they'd bankrupt my newspaper if they wanted to. They understand. But you gotta trust me.
You stole something from us. We want it back.
Okay. I'm not gonna ask what it is, but I appreciate that. Thank you. So is there anything else you want me to look into? I've had a look in here of small businesses and startups. Is there anything else?
The kids.
The kids?
That's right.
You think there's something... Gotcha. Alright, I'll have a look into it. I'll see what I can find. I'll talk to some friends, maybe maids, cleaners of the household. I'll see if there's anyone who could help me out there. Anything else?
How useful would it be to get somebody into the house?
I mean, I have some people that I could get into the house. Why are you volunteering?
If you already have the people, then
It depends if
there's no
maybe
offer.
if we find something, maybe we can talk about it then. Maybe it's a
Just
good
maybe
way in.
useful for both of us.
Look, I don't want to be involved with any criminal activity. I don't want to be involved with any breaking in. I don't want to be involved in any murder. What I will do is I'll do information for you.
Are you saying that every child that you've chased up, or every parent that you've chased up, the stories run cold at the kid? You can't find any of them?
Well, I don't do any... I have never explored the children. I've always looked at the parents.
Okay.
Is there something else you'd like me to look into?
It'd be good to get the names of the parents you have, maybe.
I can do that. Maybe after...
You've never had a straight answer?
Sorry?
You've never had a straight answer out of any parent?
I've never been able to find a parent. I mean, for instance, I did find this one family, a dwarven family, and they were blacksmiths. I found that there was a horrible accident in which the forge itself exploded. There was another one which was a halfling, and actually what we found out is their entire village was attacked by orcs and raided, and most of the people that lived there were horribly murdered or captured as enslaved. There is many stories like this.
Can I ask DM question?
Yep.
Are you angling for us to get on something in particular here?
No, I'm just he's asking for you to what information you want him to investigate.
Okay, good.
I also
Because
have
I'm not
one...
a strong note taker.
Well, he's answering the question from Pups of like, what have you found out about the parents? These are the types of stories you've heard. One of those stories, just because for you guys, is Tunk's parents.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just using it as an example. He doesn't even know that's connected to you in any way, shape, or form.
Mm.
Great.
But more often than not, all of the families of all of the kids have all died en masse in catastrophic circumstances.
Or vanished or disappeared.
Holy shit.
He says most.
Um,
And then he says the word most.
What do you think about the Cassalanters?
I think of them as most lords in Waterdeep. Don't trust them as far as you can spare them.
You seem to have done a lot of research.
This is my city. If I don't know what's going on in it, then I'm not much of a reporter, am I? It's like, what is it you do? What's your specialty?
Security.
Great. What is it you do? And he kind of looks at you and asks you the same question again. You know, are you a fighter? Do you use magic? Do you talk your way up situations? Do you use a weapon? Do you use your fists? Like...
Pups just raises both of his fists wrapped.
Okay. You know every inch of a person's face, pressure points, body, bones that will break, ways they could fall over, trips. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know the human body like I know this. You know the body like I know the veins of this city.
So you have this amount of knowledge for everyone.
Some, and some I can gain or find. Is there someone else you're interested in?
Pups is just going to look at him, and I'm going to roll insight to see if he's got something in particular with the Cassalanters. $18.
So, what do you mean by something? It's like he has a piece of information he's not sharing.
No, just the Cassalanters. It seems to me like the Cassalanters mean more to him than he's letting on. They're not just another lord and lady in the city. It seems to me that from what he's been saying that there might be something there that he has personally against them, or he has some sort of connection beyond. Oh, it's just another another thing I should know.
With an 18, you see that he is incredibly skilled at focusing at this single point of a conversation. And the single point of this conversation was the Cassalanters.
Okay. Fair.
But what you do see is it seems as if he's prepared in some way.
Right.
And I think the question of like why would he have prepared looking at the Cassalanters? You're trying to read me. Why are you trying to read me?
Trying to figure out if I trust you fully.
It's okay. I don't trust you. Not fully. And that's okay. I deal with people. Yeah. I deal with people who don't trust each other all the time. I mean, guys, you don't even know if most of the things I'm saying are actually true. Take my word for it, right?
Yeah.
I don't even.
Growing up on Black Star, you learn to be a bit mistrusting.
Mm-hmm. I understand that. I'm from the Dock Ward too.
Where are you from?
I'm from Net Street.
Pups thinks about a job that he did on Net Street.
But look.
Bailing out the window.
Is there anything that you, other than the kind of looking at the children, Cassalanters' children and the children of the school, is there anything else that you think might be worth looking into that might be a story? Eventually,
there's a cigar shop that's run by someone of ill repute that I would like you to investigate.
Okay. And who's that? Is that connected to the Cassalanters?
Not at all. No, it could be. It could be.
Okay. I'm gonna have to look at a different deal for that. Maybe we can have an exclusive. Maybe just maybe the two of us can chat. Maybe we can talk about your past as a soldier. Maybe I can do that kind of investigation for you.
We'll consider this just a tip-off.
Okay. Okay.
dodgy tobacco.
Okay. They kind of like, what's the name?
Can I roll a history check?
I'm trying to remember the name of the tobacconist.
I already searched through my notes earlier on. I didn't have anything.
That's okay. You slip him. You push him a piece of paper, and he just takes the piece of paper and pops it in his pocket.
And Phatts thinks he winks, but because he doesn't have eyelids, he doesn't.
He just looks like he's staring at him intensely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wink.
I mean, do you think that there is any connection, he carries on, between the Cassalanters and the Xantarum and the Xanathars?
Well, interesting you say that. I mean, it must be part of some guild, you say?
So, could you repeat that one more time?
Yeah.
Oh,
Am I going? Am I dying?
Yeah, a little bit. I think you're back.
Oh, am I back?
Yes, you're back.
Right. I'll do it again. Sorry, I was just clearing my throat there, Mr. Lumley. Yes, well, I was going to say, you would assume, wouldn't you, that, of course, one would be part of some kind of guild, being as powerful as you were. Maybe even it runs back as far as, I don't know, the masked lords of Waterdeep, potentially.
Could be. Maybe there's something connecting to this game. Or Enigma. Look, I'll have a look into that a bit more as well. Maybe I'll see into the game, into the Enigma, see if there's something else.
Did you report on the pile of bodies that was found in a warehouse not long ago?
I mean, I did hear about it. That was down in the dock ward, right?
Yeah. That was in a warehouse.
Yeah, it was interesting, that one. That was considering the warehouse actually warehouse was actually owned by a lord, actually.
What lord?
It was. Give me a second. Sorry, guys. My deepest apologies.
No, you're all good. Build that story.
It was Lord Growlhund. Lord and Lady Growlhund.
Any links to the Cassalanters?
I mean, they're lords. I mean, they're all connected in some way. There's got to be a second cousin removed somewhere. But what was interesting, I mean, I did read about this, and I thought what was quite interesting for me, and I don't think the reporter actually kind of dug into it very much, and I don't think the city guard are really digging into it very much either. So the fact that there was this this kind of large devil statue in the center of this warehouse, and there wasn't really that much attention brought to it. It was sort of just like a byline, and I thought that was really interesting. And in fact that it didn't even turn up in that many papers. Do you know what I mean? Why, was that you?
What do you mean, was that us? What, the statue of a demon? Of course not.
Okay.
Evie, your commitment to this bit in the last half an hour has been one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Just been sat there by yourself, just going.
And he kind of leans forward and he says, "No, I'm asking if you were involved in the deaths over there."
Oh, darling, of course. Well, don't be silly, of course not. We're far too busy for that.
Oh, I see. And he kind of leans back and it's like a shame, because if you did, maybe we can talk about that. Those devilish statues, especially being connected to a lord. But if you were there, we'll be able to look at more details, which is more difficult. But I did find it interesting that lords were sort of owning these statues, and why, especially why it wasn't in any newspapers. I mean, I know the reporter and
buried like that.
But also I know the reporter who did cover it, and they said that they actually wrote quite extensively about the fact that the statues were there, but it was removed when it came to print. You're talking about some very, very powerful people. And if they are connected to devil worshipping, holy shit, this is a very dangerous situation, not only for you, but for the city. But who can prove any of this?
Well, that's why we
You
wanted
can.
to talk to you.
Well, look, I can do some moseying around. I can have a look and see what's going on. Maybe see if the Cassalanters are connected to this in any way. I very much doubt it, but I can snoop around to see what's going on. And then I'll contact you tomorrow about this meeting.
Be careful.
He leans in and goes, "Careful's my middle name." And he closes his notebook, and you see it says Ralph Careful Lumley, and he kind of pops it in his bag. And he notices as he goes towards the door, he holds onto the handle of the door. There's something you didn't notice before, is that you see this like blue light go around the door as he opens it, and as he steps out back onto the material plane, kind of looks back to you guys and is like, "Lovely to meet you. I must return to the office. Fitzroy, place that onto the Gazette's tab for you." And he's like, "Of course." As he wanders off, as you see him disappear through the door. As you guys all kind of look back towards each other and look down at your whiskey glasses, as you kind of pick them up, there's certain thoughts that are going through your mind. So I'm going to ask each of you what your thoughts are, as this is our closing fade to black. Of like, what is your thoughts as you look down at your whiskey? So let's start with Oshi, and then we'll go to Baggi.
Most parents, but not all.
Baggi?
I really, really hope that we can trust him.
Big Phatts.
Phatts actually says aloud.
We want to get close to the Cassalanters. Why don't we borrow some money off them?
I'm actually going to put Pups in quickly. So Pups. I'm going to put you in before Big Phatts because I think that's a great last line. So I'm just going to mute you.
I want to trust this guy more, especially if it means taking down these two and this school. We have to do something about this school.
And then you all hear aloud, "Why don't we borrow money for them?" And it lands on the table like hundreds and thousands of dragons as we fade to black. Okay. Well done, everybody. Lots and lots of info. This has been a very much an admin heavy session.
World building.
Well building. And we'll see what happens next week when you get to do your exclusive interview with Lumley. And we move on to what I'm going to say the first heist of Dragon Heist, which is stealing this handkerchief, which I think is going to be absolutely brilliant. But I really enjoyed.
Offhand.
It's like offhand. It's like, oh, excuse me. Oh, take the handkerchief. But yeah, lovely. Thank you for everybody at home who's been watching. I thought you've been absolutely brilliant with some of the names that you've been giving us as well. So good to see some of you kind of walking here. I hope Mr. Alex Bell, I hope that you enjoyed the reference to your pub. I hope you liked that. I'm going to see if there's anybody else in the group has anything to say before we close up.
I mean,
Keep
I've
smoking.
got to say, yeah. Did you guys see Daz put everything into a lovely little bow at the idea of calling our pub the Dragon's Den?
The Dragon's Den. Yeah.
Like, we've got a kobold, we've got a den, and we did all of this stuff at the start with the pitching. I don't know if that's what we're going to go with, but Daz, double chef's kiss.
French kiss. So, so is there anything else anyone's got to say before we close up?
Just
No.
if you
Love
enjoyed
you
what
all.
you see, give us a follow, guys. Give us a follow on the stream. Give us a follow on the socials. You'll see it all at the end. And yeah, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for sticking around. New people. Thanks for the gifted subs, everyone. And yeah, we love you guys.
We love you guys
all
too.
so much for sticking around.
So we'll see you next week as to see the continued adventures of changing rooms, and we will see you next time on Monday. If you want to join us on Friday as well for a little bit of memory lane, see us down in Black Star Lane, which should be episode 7, I think. That'd be great. If not, I'll see you next week. Keep planning heists against your landlords, smash stuff up, spray paint on the walls, and nick stuff from shops. I'll see you guys very, very soon. Mwah! Bye!
Love.